right, Sean, so you don't like the music. I see that in the comments. Welcome to wow, already quite a few people here. Welcome to a very unscheduled KevCentral Live. Totally thought this up at the last second because I received some boxes. I've had one or two of them for a while. I thought maybe it'd be fun to open them and let you see what is in them at the same time that I see, because I have no idea. I know of one thing because I had to take a packing list off. So I sneaked a peek to make sure there wasn't any embargo date or anything like that on. So I want to start out. I'll just tell everyone hello. Obviously, Sean, you don't have to hear the music. I could sing that music, and I picked it out. It was a new song. I picked it out, but it's nice to see everyone. Dan Lewis, I see Harry Grimley. How are you? And I see Will Rosberg. Kitty says, man, Will, I always thought you were a bot. The reason I haven't hearted most of your comments, you're always one of the first on every video. I thought you were a bot. I honestly did with the whole meow thing. Anyway, hello and meow to you, I guess. I have just a few things that I wrote down, but there are two main topics that I want to cover tonight. Obviously, the unboxing and see what's in these. Not these. They're in something else I'll talk about for just a brief bit. I don't think this is going to last all that long, but you know, I've said that before and they lasted 2 hours. So hopefully, I don't have that in me tonight. So hopefully not. But I do want to talk about a letter that I received. Well, it wasn't so much a letter. It was someone contacted me on my website and sent a pretty lengthy, what I call a letter, wrote a big lengthy thing. And I want to share that with you because actually it means a lot. It means a lot. So let's see. Quick look here. Hey, Willard Buchanan, Gray Leaf, Drew, Luca. How do I say your last name, Drew? I'll just say Drew. Lucas Grant, I see a lot. Corey Bray, a lot of the regulars. Thank you so much. Green Bean, you're new, right? I don't think I've seen you before. At least the name didn't stick around, but it will from here on. And hello to you. I see you have a wave there. All right, so let me just start out. Usually like to get going to let the buffer in, but I think this will be more of a video that people will come later and watch the replay of. So I want to tell you about a letter that I received. Okay, this goes back to when I started KevCentral. Yeah, I started making videos and already a super chat. Wow, thank you, Josh. Yeah, guess I have to do this. And this is right in line of the microphone too. Right in line of it. If this battery even works, yeah. Probably need to hit the battery. Okay, he's not doing too well there. But thank you, that's for you, the wild, wacky, wavy, flailing, inflatable arm guy. Thank you so much for the super chat. That means a lot. Every cent goes because, you know, the revenue streams on this channel, because of the way I'm trying to do it, the whole honest thing, they don't exist other than chats and a little bit of ad revenue and clicking on the affiliate links. That's the new thing, because ad revenue with YouTube, it's always kind of wonky. But anyway, getting back to what I said, thank you again so much, Josh. I really do appreciate it. And thumbs up to you. What I started this channel for, I knew I wanted to start a channel and become a YouTuber. I had that focus. I didn't give myself credit for it for long enough until I was talking with someone. They said, no, you always had that drive. I didn't know it was going to end up being budget bikes, doing project bikes and stuff like that. I honestly had no idea that's where I was going to end up with the channel. But so it happened is I started making project bikes, and this channel, it started growing. And we've kind of developed a community here that I never really thought about when I started thinking about doing a channel and where I wanted to go if I got any success with the channel. I didn't think about the community that would be developed. And I think we have a unique one here. Everyone has an equal voice. I don't delete stuff unless people are offensive. Usually they can even be offensive to me. It's only if you're offensive amongst yourselves that I will even delete. So I try to give everyone an equal voice. I treat us all as equals, and even the viewers you treat each other as equals in the comments, and I so appreciate that. So I think we have a really unique community, but I knew when I got into the budget bike side of it that it was something that wasn't being done at that time by really pretty much anyone. We kind of pioneered it here at KevCentral, but more importantly, I appreciated the fact that most of us started with the big box bike. That's where most of us start with. And not everyone is fortunate enough to be able to go spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a bike. Wow, Ruben Devereaux, another super chat. Thank you. Or is that, it doesn't tell me if it's a super chat or if it's a sticker. That might be a sticker, a $10 sticker, but whatever it is, thank you so much to you. And I'm remembering where I left off. I get sidetracked. If you watch these live streams, you know I get sidetracked. But I will start Wild, Wacky, Inflatable Arm Flailing Guy for you. I have to watch him. He's pretty lethal. Almost looks like the sticker there. But thank you so much, Ruben, as well. Michael Cruz, even you're getting into the action. And also, probably one of the coolest last names ever, if that's your real last name. That's super cool. So, okay, Ruben Devereaux was a super chat. So legit there. Michael Cruz, he'll tell me if you're a super chat or not in a second, or a sticker, either one. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow. Starting out pretty good here tonight. I really do appreciate it. But getting back to my topic about big box bikes, most of us start out with a big box bike, and not everyone can spend thousands of dollars on a bike. You can see I still have the Siskiyou, the Polygon Siskiyou T7 right here. Really weird. They haven't responded. I wanted the mailing label to send it back, and I've got nothing. I have not heard a word from Bikes Online, so I guess it will hang here until they send it. I might write it a few more times, but it will hang here until they send it back, send me a label. And they talked about 2 other bikes, so kind of weird that I haven't heard anything. But not everyone can afford that bike. I mean, you catch me on the right day, and that's very far out of my range. And then, of course, we know that in the bike world, for some reason, you can spend more on a bike than you can spend on a car, which just makes absolutely no sense. But that is the absolute truth, and the price is only going up. Actually, kind of going down a little now because Bikepocalypse hit, and there's the glut of bikes. But still, those expensive bikes, they're still expensive, and not everyone can afford those. And I've always been focused on that. I've always honed in on that. I have a very consumer-centric mindset. That's helped me in my career with different companies. I've always been able to hone right in on the consumer side of things, no matter how high up in the company. And that's really helped me out. And I think it helps with this channel. And I think I have proof of that. Because I want to read this letter, and I'm going to have to lift up my glasses here because there's a rim right here. And I guess I'm getting to that point. Maybe I need bifocals or something. I don't know. I just know I have to lift up. But this is from Michael, and I'm going to kind of filter through. I'll just take these off. I'm going to kind of filter through. First off, he proves he's super intelligent because he mentions right out of the gate that he loves the channel. I mean, obviously, super, super intelligent. But he mentions that he's a 62-year-old man, and he has a rare spinal cord disease. He gives what it is, but I'll skip over that. And he says, with that said, he's still been cycling since he was 8 years old. He had braces on his legs until he was 8. So the second the braces come off, he's on a bike. First thing he did, he got a Schwinn Stingray, which is a super cool bike. They remade that bike. You can find them still sometimes on the Walmart website. It says, by my teen years, moved on to my first 10-speed. He's had several BMX bikes from Sears, old classics there. Sears BMX bikes, and a Raleigh Grifter. He even had a Raleigh Grifter. I don't know what that model is, but that could fit with a lot of YouTube channels. The Raleigh Grifter, the official YouTube bike. He graduated college in 1983, bought a Specialized stump jumper. He went through several Specialized mountain bikes and Specialized road bikes. He also got into as he got into his 40s, he had to give up off-road biking, obviously, I'm assuming, his back. He bought a Raleigh Venture, an Electra, and then a Specialized Roll Sport. I have no idea what that bike is. The Roll Sport, I'll have to look it up. Probably should have looked it up before I started this live stream. But he also, so he had that. So he bought a Roll Sport, then he bought a Roll Elite, which I guess is the higher level Roll Sport. So he moved his way up. A guy that has a spinal cord disease, couldn't even walk without braces until he was 8. He gets into biking and just takes off. He is cycling and he's moving his way up through cycles to some really nice cycles until that Roll Elite got stolen. And that was last summer. So some jerk stole this guy that's really been fighting his way through cycling, and then some. My Alabama is almost coming out in me. I'm having to check that. But my Alabama almost came out. It's not pretty when that happens. But I just tell you, I don't like these, especially when you steal from honest, hardworking people that really, I mean, the guy, that's his one enjoyment here, is this bike. So now he's legally disabled, so bikes got more expensive and Social Security didn't keep pace, unfortunately, a reality for many people. I need a new bike. He couldn't afford another specialized roll, as they were about $1,200 if he could even find it. He did find a Schwinn Axum on a Black Friday sale for $228 was the price he thinks he paid for that Schwinn Axum, and I believe that was the Black Friday price. He bought it, but when it was unboxed, it was missing a parts bag. Not cool. But Walmart was able to send him a new parts bag and even refunded him $40. So he ended up with the bike. I'm not even going to attempt to do the math on that. What is that? 178? 188 bucks basically for a Schwinn Axum. Says anyway, the bike has been good. He changed the tires to Maxxis hook worms. He put on a riser handlebar, a new seat, and a Zoom suspension seat post. I've really started loving that on my aluminum comp. And a rear derailleur. I don't know which derailleur, but you know, the Pro Rush, the quality started kind of going down on Pro Rush. They've actually transitioning to Falcon, I've been told, on a lot of their stuff. So he put a new derailleur on it, new rear derailleur, because there's no front, on an Axum. And he's been wrenching on bikes, he mentioned, since that first Schwinn Stingray. His point is that bike riding is for everyone. As he says this, I guess my point is that bike riding is for everyone, young or old, big or small, even a handicapped little boy who didn't walk until he was 8. Now, does that not tug at your heartstrings? I mean, that's right in the feels. Right in the feels. And he says that, anyway, he's waiting. As soon as he can afford, he's going to make his Schwinn Axum even better. Even better. He's going to try to make his Schwinn Axum. So how cool is that? How cool is that this channel, a fan of this channel, discovered the Schwinn Axum through this channel, bought a Schwinn Axum, and now he's still riding. He had something even cooler probably, but still riding, even with a thief trying to rob that from him. But thanks to budget bikes, he's still riding, and that's kind of the focus. I'll never leave that on this channel. I do dabble in nicer stuff, and I mean, hey, if a company wanted to send me a $40,000 titanium bike, I would totally give it a try. I would absolutely give it a try, but I would never steer to that because the focus is always budget. Because most of us, you know, even if you're successful in life, there might be still points that budget bike might be all you can afford. And I always try to keep that in my mind. And plus, it's really fun upgrading your own bike and then taking it out and doing fun things with it. At least for me, that is what I really, really enjoy. And what's the Ledge X1 that I modified, $3,500-ish in that thing. The presence that has on a trail, it's just so amazing, especially the people that just assume when I'm riding by that I'm on their same, like their Santa Cruzes and the Yetis and all the expensive stuff I see out at the trail. I can ride by on that. People don't give it much of a thought as far as not being an equal to what they're on. So that part's cool, but what's even cooler is I was able to ride that bike stock. Obviously, I couldn't do some of the stuff on the trail that I'm doing on it now, but I was able to ride that bike stock until I could put parts on it. And that took me a little bit, you know, I think I accelerated that particular one, but there was still a gap. I mean, I bought all those parts myself. So I had to afford all those. That's how people that have a budget have to live. I know that from very, very firm reality that budgeting is important. And that's where I think big box biking is always going to have a place in many, many people's hearts. And I really do appreciate you, Michael, sharing that story with me. Just realized I printed it on the back of something I already had printed. But I really do appreciate you sharing that story with me, and I'm glad that you let me share it with the audience. I got his permission to share it. I'll probably throw that down here. But what do you think about that? Is that not super cool? I'm going to glance here at the chat, and then that was topic 1. We'll get to topic 2 in just a minute. Just want to mention a few things. But first, let me glance here at chat and see what anyone has to say. I want to personally thank you for inspiring me to get back into, I'm assuming, cycling. Not only back into biking, but upgrading and fiddling around with my own bike. That's ZZZ Buzzkills and gaming. Well, okay, Buzzkills Gaming. Thanks. That is awesome. Equally awesome story. And I love hearing this. I love hearing this from people. And it really does warm my heart. I mean, I kind of try to act like I'm all composed. I mean, that's the thing to do, right? But it really does warm my heart. I mean, I've read stuff from people that have messaged me both on my website and sometimes in chat. I remember when my mother passed away, gosh, some of the things that were just heartfelt reactions that I received from viewers meant a lot. To this day, means a lot. And there are people I know the names of I will never forget. I will never forget, just from the things that I read, people I've never met, the things that I've read just here at KevCentral. So really great community. Everyone here, even the live streamers here, you should really, really think of yourself highly because you're great people, super great people. Joshua Lobby got me into the Axome. Still have it ride it occasionally. Nice to know that you can get into the hobby without spending big bucks. Exactly, just like Michael. And then we got Mr. Cruz. What did Mr. Cruz say here? Started with an aluminum comp. Very good bike to start with. Now on a Santa Cruz. I just mentioned Santa Cruz. I love Santa Cruz bikes. At some point, I would like to have one. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. But they are very, very nice. Started with the channel 3 years ago. Wow. Keo's Mountain Bike Adventures. Welcome to you. Nothing wrong with budget or expensive bikes. Exactly. And that's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's very easy to down bike snobbery because that definitely exists. 100% exists. Matter of fact, I had no idea it was as prevalent as it is until I got into cycling just in general publicly. Cycled for years, but it was just me and my friends. And now publicly involved in cycling definitely exists, but also we don't want to get to that point where you're looking down at the people that claim you're looking up to them. The bike snobs, you don't want to return the negativity. Keep it positive, and most people do. Almost everyone does here. Very, very rare that people don't. I mean, it's such an excellent viewing audience. Willard Buchanan, what happened with your bell that you used to use, the bike bell? I have no idea. I looked for that thing. I packed up and moved around so much stuff in here. I have no idea, but I need to get that out. But I'm actually working on something else that I think might even be cooler than that, because that's loud. I like the idea of it, but it's loud. But I'm working on something that I think might even be cooler and further the interaction with super chats and so on. So that is coming. John Smith, hey Kev, what do you think about HKS bikes? I'm not familiar with HKS bikes. Maybe I'll look it up as soon as I get off this live stream. Actually, I'll look it up later when I'm reviewing the live stream and I see your chat. At that point, Roman Gonzalez, hello to you. Josh thinks most people, I'm assuming he's talking about most people either buy budget bikes or just awesome here on the channel. And even Keo again, right with everybody, don't judge. Lucas loves the videos. You're very intelligent. Thank you so much. I think most people don't care what you ride. This is Josh again. People tend to be harder on themselves than on others. That's very, very true. Very, very true. It's I'm a very firm person to be around, but I'm even harder on myself. Very hard on myself, but I try to be nice to everyone, but I'm fairly blunt. Unfortunately, I'll tell you what I think without even thinking about it, unless I think it'll hurt someone's feelings. And then I try not to be so blunt. But Keo also got an Axome and an Ardor from your videos. Wow, that's so awesome. Zebra Fetish. Boom, where's the hydroform? It's hiding right back there. See the blue of it? Well, you see the blue of it right there. That's the hydroform. You know, I hope that pointing matches up with what I'm seeing on the camera. I'll find out in the replay. You agree, Josh? Have I considered... Wait, where to find that? You consider Ragley Hardtail's budget bikes. I don't know what a Ragley Hardtail is, Jason. I do not. And there is another super chat, and that's Aaron Behind Bars, another regular viewer. And he asked a question. For some reason, I could do it. Can I move that up? Yeah. You watch other bicycle channels? If so, any favorites? I actually do watch a lot of other bicycle channels, but I'll be honest, this year, I really haven't. I've been busy. I'm working on some stuff. I'm trying to branch off a little bit. So I'm working on some stuff, and it'll tie right back into KevCentral. And if it comes to fruition, trust me, you will be happy that you were here from the beginning, and you'll be, I was there from the beginning. So we'll see where it goes. But because of that, I actually haven't been watching as much YouTube recently. It's really weird. The only thing that I've religiously watched recently is Star Trek Picard, which just wrapped up, and now I don't know what I'll do with my midnight to 2 a.m. hours since I don't have Picard. But thank you so much. I guess I'll turn this on for you. Even though it's loud, I'm so sorry about the loudness. Oh, every time I think the battery's going. Let that run for a second while I glance through these. Upstate Medic Timothy Jacobson. Wait, you also have an aluminum comp built off the videos during COVID, so you had a good score getting it during COVID. Okay, the noise is annoying me. But he didn't even move. He didn't move. He went on break. I guess he went on break. But thank you so much, Aaron Behind Bars. I really do appreciate it. And Anthony, you bought the aluminum comp during COVID too, so that was a rare score at that point. Upstate Medic, love the content. You've learned a lot. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate everyone. Thank you. Very kind words. Another person. Convinced through the videos, Lucas Grant, to buy an Axum Phantom X11. Hey yo to you. National Trails, that's a cool screen name. National Trails, I like that. You're 6'1", considering between a large frame Axum and a True Veil. If it were me and I were 6'1", I'd be looking at the Axum rather than, let me click on that screen, rather than the True Veil. Yeah, what, an inch to play with there? I would. Just based on the feel of it, if it were me, I mean, I'm 5'10". If I were 6'1", I'd be looking more at the large frame Axum. Michael Cruz, still have both your 2019, 2020 comp. Whenever someone can afford a bike, I always lend it. Schwinn. That's what I do with a lot of my bikes. I lend them out. I lend out so many. Matter of fact, project bike-wise, Project XR was so lent out. That bike, it was clearly tough, because it made it through stuff, and I loaned that to riders that I knew were well over the weight. Those are supposed to be up to 250 pounds. Some of the riders were well above that, and were taking it to very, very rooty, and I saw people doing some things on that bike that even I was like, ooh. But it made it. It made it. So yeah, a lot of these are pretty tough, and it's good to see another person that's loaning out. That's Michael Cruz that was loaning those out. This channel was super helpful in fully upgrading both of them. Well, thank you. Yeah. Wow. I don't know what to say. I just really appreciate everyone with your kind words. Let's see what we've got here. Matt Fritz. What are some of your favorite tires for riding your local trails? I am a Maxxis, I like Maxxis Minions, obviously. They're pretty good. I have a set. I can't see them. They're on the wall behind me here. I have Maxxis Minions, and I like Schwalbe. I like Racing Ralph. I like the Hans Dampfs, like right there. So Schwalbe and Minion are probably my two favorites. But Bontrager makes some really good bikes. And I had another super chat here. Ruben Devereaux again? Holy crow, Ruben. I really appreciate it. Don't bankrupt yourself doing super chats. I really do appreciate it, though. I really, really, really do. I'll turn Mr. Flaler back on here for you. I really, really do. Is he going to stay up this time? Yeah, thank you. And what do we have here? Is that a dancing controller? A dancing game controller? Yeah, I appreciate it so much. Let me give just a couple more glances here. I'll give some shout outs. I'll read all of your comments. I'm not going to go through them all here on the live stream. I'll just say, hey Jeff, hey JB, Andrew Singleton, how are you doing? Another super regular, a lot of regulars. Jeff Strum and so on. RacerX80410712. Very intelligent. Love the channel. Thank you. And I'll read all of these comments offline. I always do. I do see JB. I saw somebody mention a priority. The Sauce might be the second bike you recommend that I'm going to buy. The bike just looks like a lot of fun. Oh yeah, it's right there. Right there. It's right there. Oh, that bike. That's going to be a hard one. I'm about to donate that. Thank you again, Ruben Devereaux. Really, really appreciate it. I am about to donate that to the Trail nonprofit on behalf of Priority Bikes, and we're nice enough to let me pass it on. But that's a hard one, and it's a bizarre hard one because single speed, I mean, there are hills. You come out of my driveway, and it goes up in both directions. There are more hills. Even you go that way, there are more hills. So everything that I need to get to, there's multiple hills to get to it. So single speed is not the best bike for me. Plus, you know, the older you get, the more you have to kind of watch your knees and stuff. Fortunately, I haven't had any real problems, but there's been points where I ride and I'm kind of, I'm going to start watching that. So single speed, not the best for me, but even knowing that thing, what am I doing? That thing is such a hot looking bike. I mean, that is a classy, looks like you could ride it anywhere, practically can. Whatever your legs can do, you can practically do on it. Super awesome bike. So yeah, that's one I'm going to mention in a minute. Some of the bikes I'm going to be donating tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I have another one right over there. Just right off camera, you can't see it. Rob2D2, hey man, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, and Ruben Devereaux even said, thank you for your videos. You're a truck driver. I just watched a guy, I talked about it, I don't get a chance to watch a lot of YouTube, in the, probably 15-20 minutes before I came down here. I pulled up YouTube and somehow I was watching a lawnmower thing, and this guy started looking to see what his other videos were, and he was a truck driver by trade, and he did, when he was not doing truck driving and not upgrading lawnmowers or working on lawnmowers, he did this truck game. I forget, I'm going blank on the term, but like where you go in and actually, what's the term? Where you have a game and it's like a real world scenario and you're driving around. So he was virtually truck driving when he wasn't truck driving. I thought that was pretty funny, but he's pretty good at it apparently. Had a lot of videos, had a lot of views. You live vicariously through your videos. Thank you for the honesty. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the super chats again, but thank you so much. I appreciate everyone here. I really do. Can't believe it's not Buttersworth. That's an awesome name. I think I've seen it before. Phantom MX11, the vaping polisher. I've seen you before. Picking up a Poseidon Norton hardtail in a week or two. I'll have to look that up. And Benji22, it is going well. Thank you so much. Andrew J. Hildreth, 81, New York. Peace to New York. I love New York. One of the most fun times of my life I've ever spent was in New York in the Village. JB, thanks for responding. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, anytime. Anytime. I thank you for being here. All right, so let me spend a few minutes and get to just the few little topics that I have. Because as I mentioned, 30 minutes. I told you, I thought I would be done in 30 minutes and wouldn't have enough to say. But apparently, not working out that way, but that's good. So we got to the letter. Anyone's coming late, if you want to start it over or when this is done, go back and watch. I have a letter from a viewer that was just amazing. Amazing, and really is at the heart of what big box cycling is all about. It's about getting people bikes and so on. So anyway, I want to mention just a couple of quick things, kind of some house cleaning, I guess, for the channel. First and foremost, I kind of slowed down on videos for a while. And there were a couple of reasons. At one point, I'll be honest, there was one point, I don't know, one summer, if it was the summer before last or whatever, but I got burnt out just at one point. I was making 3 to 5 videos a week. I was making sure I did 3 a week, and sometimes I even did 5 in a week. And there was a point where I just kind of had to take a little break, take a few weeks off. I think it turned into a month. And then I started making videos again, and then there was a point where with COVID and everything and bikes not coming out, I think I got to where I was making maybe 2 videos a month. And they started kind of coming back in flurries, but there would be breaks between them, and there was a reason for that. And the reason for that was, if you watch my Kev Reviews channel, you'll know I think I even did a video. I don't know which one this is. It's 15 inch. This was I had a MacBook, and I won't spend too much time talking about Macs, but I want to ask your feedback on something. I had a MacBook 13 inch that was the last one that had all the ports, and this was the one where they took all the ports off. They gave it a butterfly keyboard, so even a speck of dust could render the whole thing useless, and you couldn't open it up too many times, or the cable that they made too short would snap and you would lose your display. It lived a very endangered life, and I was always stressed about it. But I made a lot of videos on this laptop. A lot of videos that you've seen came on that laptop. And then I purchased, let's see which one this is. Okay, this is the new one, so I'll hold that. Then I purchased this, and this is why the last year videos would come in flurries. Well, it seemed like I would get right back into a rhythm of doing videos, and then there would be some breaks in videos. Well, I did have Techpocalypse, where I lost a bunch of footage. But I bought this to replace the other one. This was the M1 Pro. Not the M1 MacBook Pro, but the M1 Pro processor MacBook Pro. So it was supposed to kind of their middle level processor. But it was supposed to be really fast, and I complained incessantly about this. I've had kind of a love-hate. I've always been a very big Apple fan, but I had a love-hate relationship that had slowly started deteriorating, and it really started deteriorating with this laptop. And that's the reason, one of the reasons, they would come in flurries, and then there would be points where it just didn't seem like I was making them. You have no idea how much I was struggling with this that everyone was saying was so blazingly fast. You can do everything on this. It was taking me sometimes 7 and 8 seconds between clicks to edit a video. I would drag something on a timeline or drop something in, and it would drop in and it would instantly compile that. Well, not compile it, but bring it into the timeline, and then I would start doing anything, and it would start getting 3 seconds between clicks, and then 7 seconds between clicks, and then it would just go downhill from there. That's what I was dealing with. It was taking me days to edit videos that should take about 2 hours. So that caused me to be really touchy. And not only that, I know someone that works at Apple, and they were, I was complaining, and I really did get to the point where I'm thinking, okay, apparently I'm just worthless with Mac computers or something because everyone else loves this. So I decided I was going to pull the trigger, and I bought this one. This is the latest M2 Max. I've usually either bought the low end Max or kind of tried to get the middle end, whatever it was. I went ahead and I got the top end. And oh my goodness, is this thing blazingly fast. You may have noticed in the past probably 2 weeks, if you watch Kev's reviews and this channel, I've been kind of slowly building up more content. That's because I can edit it faster now. So I solved the issues, and that proved that this one actually did have issues, because as soon as I got this one and it worked so well, I finally did a screen recording with this one and sent that to my Apple person, and they were like, oh no, definitely not supposed to be like that. And I had already been through it with Apple support. But anyway, kind of getting off to the point here on Mac stuff, but that's why I kind of limited especially the past 6 months. I would go in clusters with videos. I was just so frustrated. The reason I'm getting to this is because I'm on my live stream computer here, and this is a Windows box. And there are things that I want to do. This is embarrassing because I used to support Windows, but I've been away from it so long that it's frustrating to me now. So I'm curious. I have another Mac that I need to replace, a Mac Mini from 2009. That's how much I've milked out of this. I bought it new in 2009, this one Mac Mini. But I'm kind of debating between buying a really good Mac Studio, which I could also edit on, so I could kind of have 2 videos crunching at the same time, or I can get 2 Mac Minis and replace the live stream computer with the Mac Mini, and then I can do more stuff that I'm comfortable doing and know how to do. I hate saying that, but know how to do now, and I'm not messing around in Windows getting frustrated. So what would you do? would you get a Mac Studio or would you get 2 Mac Minis? I'm curious about that. But thanks to this new MacBook Pro, that Mac's chip, I'm telling you, I think it was 12 videos open, maybe it's 10 videos. 10 videos open. I had iMovie open, compiling a video. I had 20 or 30 other apps open. I had Apple Music playing, all this going at the same time. And I forget the name of the app, Activity Monitor. Activity Monitor going, refreshing every 1 second. Didn't even touch. It was like 17% of the CPU it was using. They were blazingly fast and well to do. So if you have an M1 Pro that was a little sketchy, the M2 Max apparently is a good replacement. Anyway, let me know what you think about the Studio. Harry Grimley's already saying Studio, and Evan Poorman is still running a Mac Mini from 2011, so you're only a couple of years newer than me with the Mac Mini. I've milked everything I could out of my little Mac Mini, but now I'm three generations behind on the operating system because it doesn't support the newer ones. Great Wolf, could be a case of Apple throttling down performance to preserve old battery. No, it was a new laptop. It was doing it right away. The mistake that I made was I bought it as a Christmas present to myself in 2021, and I didn't open it until after the return period. So by the time I opened it, and I realized right away, I was like, this is the M1, and this is the M1 Pro. Everybody's talking about how blazingly fast they are, but this is not fast. I knew right away there was a problem, and it went from there. And Apple support was willing to help me, but they were still doing the usual, reload this and do that. So I just dealt with it for a year. But see, Benji22 says build a Hackintosh with the M1. Nullified those. Absolutely nullified them. No reason to build a Hackintosh anymore because Apple's getting away from the Intel processor. So newer operating systems won't support it. Maybe get 2 years, I'm guessing. Something like that before that will go away. And Great Wolf does not like either. Get a Stream Deck and use it. I have a Stream Deck right down here, and I'm on a PC, but I just don't like Windows anymore. I don't like Windows. Once I started using a Mac, and then I go back to Windows instantly. I'm like, why did I ever accept this? Why did I accept this as okay? And Mac so much better. Although now Mac slowly got a little buggy, but I think they're clamping back down on stuff. Commodore 64. I would love to have an old vintage Commodore 64. A TI-1000. Is that a Texas Instruments? TI-1000. And no, it wasn't overheating. It was not overheating. The M1 runs very cool. So it wasn't overheating. It wasn't throttling itself. It was still putting out the proper power. I think it was just, I don't know. My suspicion is that it had some sort of an issue between the internal RAM and the processor. You can lose the silicon lottery. I know that. I've built gaming rigs in the past. And sometimes you get that one processor that's just blazingly faster than every other processor that is the exact same spec. I think I just lost the silicon lottery. And then I messed myself up by not opening it before the return period, which is only 14 days. On a MacBook or on, I guess, Apple computers. You're on a 1-year-old M1 right now and it's been flawless. Yeah, usually they are. But now I know that one, it just had a problem to begin with. But the cool thing, I was able to trade it back into Apple, so it's their problem now. So anyway, and I see Jay Biking just gave, I don't know if that's a super chat or a sticker. I'll know in just a second. But thank you so much. I see the thumbs up. So I'll do the flailing guy for you, and I'll bring back the bike though. That is a super chat. Thank you so much, JG Biking. The M1 is your dream rig. Yeah, even though the M2 stuff is out, thank you so much, JG Biking. I really do appreciate it. Even though the M1, and I know I apologize for people that are just now tuning in, I'm talking about computer stuff, but the M1, actually I'll talk about all this on Kev Reviews. I'm going to start doing Kev Reviews live streams that alternate with this. So I'll kind of defer this to that. So Ed Smith, keep a watch on my Kev Reviews channel. There's a link down in the description. You can just search out Kev Reviews and subscribe to that because I don't want to get all computery here on a bike. People are very focused on bikes here on KevCentral. I have learned that. Bikes, they do like RVs, they tolerate RVs. And scooters, It's kind of almost a 50-50 toss up there with the scooter, which I've been thinking about making a few more videos on. Do you have a cheaper storage model? You gain a lot of performance when you go up in the storage. That's actually on the M2, and that is the 256 gigabyte model. Has a slower SSD than the previous 256. This is actually a 1 terabyte. Oh, that top one. Actually, yeah, and look at that. Did you notice that? They changed all the boxes. I have a bunch of Apple boxes, and they put a gray logo this time. A little different. But yeah, that's only on that. But even then, they're still blazingly fast storage. Okay, so let's talk about a few more things, and then I'll get into these boxes. One of the key things, one of the two things. Again, anyone new here, kind of watch the replay, and I'll talk in the letter. The letter was very, very nice. We're going to cover just a few things. As I've already mentioned, I still have the Polygon Siskiyou T7. You might see another ride or two on that if they're not going to send me a return label for some reason. So Bikes Online, please. Yeah, I asked you. I said I'll donate it. And then you said, we'll send you a return label. I'd like to get the return label so I could get this bike back to you. I see on your website that you do sell the demo models. So I'm sure you can make some money on it. So let me know so I can get that back to you. Coming up, this electric expedition, I have a couple hundred and something miles on this thing already. And getting back to the Apple for a second, I am not this goes back to my PC gaming days. So any gamers will know this. You get a new computer, you don't do the migration, you do a clean start and slowly bring over all your old stuff. Well, guess what? I accidentally left on that old M1 Pro MacBook before I wiped it. I thought I had transferred everything to a storage drive, but I had a bunch of ride videos, a couple hundred miles on this thing, all my ride footage. So I'm actually having to get out in the morning on this thing because we have, I think 4.8 inches is the forecast rain over the next 5 days. So I've got to get out on this tomorrow before it starts raining. I think I have a day. Got to get out on this tomorrow, so you'll see in the video. You'll hear this here, and you'll notice it now when I put out the video, which I'm hoping to put out Wednesday. You will see that all of my ride footage will take place at one time. It will take place at one time, and I'm just going to kind of do a recap ride that tells my experience. Might work out better that way. I don't know. But I have over 200 miles on this thing. Pretty awesome bike. Their first cargo bike. It will carry a lot of weight, and it will carry it up a hill. Throttle only. They did a good job. But that's coming next, possibly Wednesday, pending the filming. Because, yeah, we're having freak blackberry winter, so it's going to be 38 degrees in the morning when I have to get out and film this. But also want to mention the donations. I'll be donating that if Bikes Online doesn't get back to me. I mean, there's only so long I'll hold on to a bike or the bike box at the very least. But I'm going to be donating that Priority Bikes, the sauce. This is so awesome. Right over here is that Axum Sport 24. That will be being donated tomorrow. As well as the Mongoose Grit. No, I had the Grit. And I got rid of all my gravel bikes. But I held on to the Grit. It was always a donation bike. But I held on to that until another gravel bike would come my way. But I've turned down 2 gravel bikes. So I think maybe it's just time to get rid of the Grit, and then when the next gravel bike that really grabs my attention, price versus feature-wise, because I've been offered a couple, but they were kind of expensive. So I thought, nah, not my audience. So I'm going to go ahead and donate that. So there'll be 3 bikes tomorrow. They go straight to the Trail nonprofit. I can't wait to, A, free up the space, but B, that works out really well for them. I don't know what they're going to do with this little Axum Sport. That might even be one that they use as a loaner bike for the trail. I don't know. We'll see. Also, yeah, I always give away stickers here on the live streams. So if you, that's the envelope. If you are in the mood for a sticker, of course, you can always go to the KevCentral.com website, click on Shop, and click on stickers or click on shirts. I'll get to those in just a second. And you can buy stickers. But if you don't have the bucks, but you still want a sticker from KevCentral, if you're in this live stream, and I know because I see the names like I was going to say Stronger Hub, but that's in someone's comment. But I do see e-mountain bike and JG bike. Have to scroll up and see what that is. But if you were in this chat, I will know you were in it. You can go to the KevCentral website. You can click on the bottom right-hand corner and click on the chat button. And you can contact me and say, hey, I'm whoever. I'm Dan Bob. I see you here, Dan Bob. Hello. Enjoy your voice and the face. Face the jury's out. Yeah, it's not. People don't come here for the looks. But Dan Bob, like if you wanted to go and you just go to my website and click down on the bottom right-hand corner and say, hey, yeah, I'm Dan Bob. I was in your live stream. We'll work together and get your address and I'll send you out a thank you. Actually, you get a special. There's a special one here that I made for, yeah, there's the live stream card. Oh, it's upside down. Yeah, you get a special little insert in your KevCentral envelope, and that includes your sticker. So you can go to my website and submit information, and you get a free sticker just for being part of the live streams. I really do appreciate it. And while I mentioned the shop. Go to KevCentral, you click on shop. There's my Amazon store. That's not really a store. It's items that I use that I've purchased off Amazon for bikes. So I've tested them. They meet my approval. There's links to those on the Amazon store. But also if you're shopping just for stuff on Amazon, if you go through my website and you click on shop or in the description and you click on anything in the Amazon, even if you buy other stuff, that's still affiliate link stuff. That's one of the only ways I generate revenue on this channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So I always encourage that. And t-shirts. I am in the process, thanks to the new M2 Max, I am in the process of designing. I used to do graphics, so I'm really getting back into it, and I'm starting to design new shirts. So the shirts that are on, if you go to KevCentral.com, click shop, click t-shirts, I believe it might just say merch, but it's my t-shirt store. It's a Teespring store. If you go there, the shirts that are there, I'm going to be retiring quite a few of those designs. So if there's anything there that you've had your eyeball on and you think, I'll pick that up at some point, some of those designs will be retired soon. They're going to be replaced with some other stuff that I'm currently working on the designs to. I'm actually starting a new thing. I just haven't got it like I want it yet. Built in the bike barn. That's going to be a whole running thing, not just t-shirts, but here on the channel, Built in the Bike Barn. So you can maybe pick up that in the future. Okay, so let's get to, that's old. Let's get to some unboxings. Here, let me get these Apple boxes out of the way. I'll just give a quick glance here. Can you donate the grit to me? I told them I would donate it to the Trail nonprofit. So unfortunately, I can't just donate to subscribers, although that'd be super cool. You know, I used to do bike giveaways, but I had to stop doing that because people got mad when they didn't win. And it was more trouble than it was worth. And the last few I did was on Instagram and paying the shipping on those, man. Because it's amazing that buying a big box bike and then paying the shipping to ship it to someone costs more than the big box bike. Who knew? You tested any of the DT Swiss Star Ratchet hubs on AliExpress? I don't buy stuff on AliExpress when I can avoid it. But no, I have not. Your e-bike, so you were the one. Okay, that's Benji22. Your e-mountain bike destroyed the JG bike. Wow, really? Destroyed those JG bike wheels in 1,000 miles. I'm looking at a box of JG bike. I'm looking at a JG bike wheel set down here that I was going to put on an e-bike. So which e-bike? If you don't mind me asking, please comment with that. I'll be curious. And what exactly destroyed them? You bought a 2 terabyte SSD for $130. Nice. Ed Smith. There's Dan Bob. I'll give you a good look there at the face. Dan Bob. Hey, like that. Try sleeping tonight. Try sleeping tonight. Clean install. Okay, that's back to the computer stuff. And Harry Grimley, I'm sure he's talking about the donations. And yeah. Beetle fan with a super chat. Thanks to you. Is that Beatles as in Crawley Beatles, or is that Beatles as in VW Beatles, which was my very first car, 1969 VW Beetle. And I used to build and somewhat Alabama version of restore Beetles, which means just take an old one and get it running and drive them around. I used to love old classic Beetles. Used to be the only thing that I drove for a while until I got my first car with air conditioning. Yeah, didn't go back. Can't go back. And I even looked at a Beetle, I don't know, as I say the other day, or I think the other day, but it was a few years ago. I actually looked at an old VW Beetle and I thought about getting, and I got in, I was like, oh yeah, this is like home. And then it was, yeah, no, that's not as fun as it used to be. Not as fun as it used to be. But thank you for the super chat. I really, really appreciate it. And thumbs up to you. Open the box. Yeah, here, Grimly, let me do that. Let me get these out of the way. And see what we got here. By the way, I've already opened one. This was from Electric. I have 3 Electric boxes. One down here that is a passenger seat for that bike. They actually make a passenger seat, but I'm going to do a separate video on that. And they sent this. I remember vaguely in a conversation, they mentioned they were going to send me their Elite headlight. And I'm curious because I thought, no, that's not it. Maybe it's another bike that I had that had the Elite headlight. But this is, just see how much Elite this is. Because I thought that, oh, okay, they've upped the game here with their headlight. They had an upgraded headlight that I thought they'd started putting on bikes, but this, look at that thing. Now that's a headlight. Like Crocodile Dundee. Now that's a head. I can't even do it. The Australian accent. If I could, just imagine that I'm saying that's a headlight. Yeah, pretty nice. Has electric branding up on the top. So that's one thing. I actually had to borrow the box that it came in because one of the viewer that I gave those lights to in the live stream before last, I think that was the box I sent him some stuff in, or maybe not. Okay, so let's see. I'm not sure who this one is from. I ripped the label off. Let's open this. So what you're experiencing here is I get boxes sometimes. I get bikes. I'll talk with the company. This happens a lot. I don't know if I'm too far from the mic. But I talk to companies a lot. Hey, we want to send you a bike. You know, you get so far in and they go, yeah, we'll send you a bike. And there's some that I talk with and we get right up to the point they get my information and I never see a bike. Or, and I'm very smart, they never come to my house. They go to a specific location that is just because you never know, you know, it's the internet, right? But I have a lot of that, and I have a lot more than anything. I have companies that go, how much do you charge for a review? I want to send you this bike, blah, blah, we'll talk about the bike. Then I'll go, well, I don't charge for reviews. Never hear anything else from them. But I have them that try to send me stuff or say they're going to send stuff and I never get it. Or I have companies that say, we're going to send you a bike, and then, you know, a month or two goes by, I never get a bike, and then maybe 4 months later, a bike shows up. And I'm like, what brand was that? And oh, yeah, I remember talking to them, but that was a long time ago. Well, the same thing happens with boxes sometimes. It's starting to happen more often with little stuff like this. Accessories. Let's see what this one is and see what's in it. So you get the joy that I get when I'm like, oh, whoa, what was this that I'm supposed to be getting here? I have a camera up here. I was going to do a down view, but I can't find what I did with my 15-foot long USB cable that would run to that computer. So let's see what's in this. Ah, okay, more Electric. This is from Electric. So I have Electric portable air pump. So clearly you'll be seeing a review for this. Oh, wow. Velveteen bag. Yeah, save it for the review, but that is, I could have used these for pack. Oh, I think I just found my microphone isolator, because I apologize if you've been hearing bumping when I move around with the microphone. Let's see what else is in here. It's blue. What is this? Some sort of electric bag. Oh, waterproof. Well, that's going to be too blurry, but it says waterproof panniers. Look at that. Blue waterproof panniers, and that is a sturdy rack. I wonder if they fit that bike. That would be my guess. So I might not only be doing the cargo seat in a video, I might be doing waterproof panniers. Put that there. So that's one box. And there's one even lower down here, but that's a new electric orbit. I'm saving that for another video. Right. This one, I do know where this one's from. This is from Schwinn. And I know one thing that is in here. I believe that there is a helmet in here because there was a packing list. And as I pulled out the packing list to make sure there wasn't an embargo date, there wasn't. So Schwinn, if you meant for there to be an embargo date, and this is stuff that hasn't come out yet, I apologize. But I'm about to show it. So hopefully not. But I do see a helmet right here on the top. So let's see what we... Uh-oh. Oh, I appreciate this. I have a new contact with Schwinn, and I guess they didn't know that I had already reviewed the Tidal helmets, unless this is a different color. Is this a different color? Nope. Same color as the one that I actually used for me. So that's a Mongoose Tidal helmet. This is what I saw on the packing list. This is a Schwinn helmet. Look at that. Schwinn logo, and this is a super cool color. This is a very nice color. Oh wow, and it has a fade. It has the Schwinn star. I don't know how well you can see. It's dark blue up front, and it... Whoa, wait a minute. Oh wow. There's a lot to this that's not going to show up on the webcam, so you're just going to have to see it in a video. But this is the Waypoint. The Schwinn Waypoint helmet. Well, I thought it had MIPS in it at first, but it doesn't have MIPS. But that's... Wow. They're actually up in their game. This does not look like... You know, sometimes... I don't know if any of you ride motorcycles or scooters, but especially with motorcycle helmets, you can always tell the super cheap ones because they kind of give you the mushroom head. And super cheap bike helmets usually will stick out really far or they'll stick out really tall. That's decently low profile. Let's see what else we have here. Wow. That is a Schwinn 500. I hope there's no embargo on this. That's a nice Schwinn light. 500 lumen and a tail light. It's a headlight tail light kit. And it looks to me like this headlight could be pulled out of this and used as a tiny flashlight. Oh. Yeah, it comes pre-charged. Of course, I guess you press and hold. Press and hold to turn it off. So you'll be seeing that in a video. Here is the 100 lumen version. This is a headlight and tail light, the Intenza headlight tail light. A 30 lumen version. And oh, there's another light down in here. Oh wow, now this is nice. This is a Schwinn branded alloy phone mount. It has the mount stuff on the back, and that is metal. Okay, the gripper part, well, they're kind of cool, so I think this is metal. It's got some weight to it. Wow, that is not cheap. You know, this doesn't feel big box to me. This feels more Schwinn premium kind of stuff. So, I don't know, hopefully if you go back and you watch the replay of this and you see that I chopped out a section of it, you'll find out that I contacted them and that this hasn't been released yet. But for now, it looks super cool. And like I said, it wasn't on the packing list. Here's another helmet. Is this another Waypoint? Another Waypoint. Are these sized? Yeah, I'm assuming they're sized. Of course they are, because they're a helmet. This one's white. A white Schwinn Waypoint. And it too has graphics that you're not going to be able to see on this really, really poor resolution camera. But wow. Yeah, Schwinn putting them out some nice stuff as far as accessories go. I'm impressed. I'll go ahead and lift this up so you can see it. This is the Orbit, which is kind of a seat / cargo / whatever else / that you want to call it. And I also have the extra large cargo or XL cargo pannier set that I believe are very, very thick. Now I have the waterproof, but I think these are thick double panniers that go with this thing. But I'll do all that in a separate video. Really curious about this pump. How well that'll work. Go ahead and undo the knife there. So anyway, that's the quick unboxing. Does the phone mount have vibration dampening? Don't destroy your phone's camera. You'd have to have the camera on, which I usually don't do when I'm on the bike. I don't know. We'll see when I get to a review on it, but that's the unboxing. Do you like that kind of thing? You're on a live stream, just a random unboxing stuff. I know it's not very professional, but as I mentioned, when I started this out, I just kind of threw some of this together and thought, you know, I'm going to do a live stream and maybe open this stuff on a live stream. And then, of course, got sidetracked, and here we are. So let's wrap this up. I've done the unboxings. I've done, again, if you want a sticker, can't get a holographics only for patrons now. These little 2x2 holographics, but you can get, yeah, a regular sticker wherever it's on the ground down there. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up. Let me give you a quick look here. Commercials on live. Let's see, that's Stop Banana. Let me go back up here. So Beetle Fan, again, I appreciate your super chat. I appreciate all the super chats. Thank you so much to everyone that did it. That really helps. It really does. Thank you so much. Run a really powerful e-mountain bike DIY with around 450 newton meters of torque. What is that? A Tesla powered mountain bike? It's more of an e-moped. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, maybe you might need some really beefy like motorcycle rims or something on that thing. Should really check out Photon, for a DIY e-bike kit. You know, I had a company contact me and ask me if I was interested in doing. They had e-bike conversion kits, which I've never. It's really more cost effective now. I mean, the electric, the XP is under $1,000. So you can get an XP, you can get a lot of bikes now for, $700. You can get e-bikes, sometimes $599, sometimes less. So really, it's not cost effective in my mind to buy a kit. I get if you want to build something, a specific something. But the funny thing, I did have a company contact me, and they had front hub motors, they had rear hub motors, and they were, hey, you want to try out one of our front hub motor kits? I had one question for them, and you're going to notice this going forward. I have made this decision. And it's going to be a topic for another live stream, maybe a video. I ask a simple question: are the batteries UL listed? Are the batteries UL listed? And if they, in that case, they didn't respond, that told me that their batteries were not. So I passed on that. Well, they didn't respond, so I didn't have to pass on that, but I would have had, even if they responded. So that's what I ask in any e-bike. Electric said their batteries are all UL listed. Any e-bike now, if it's not UL listed, it's not going in my house, not even into my bike barn, because there's so many fires that I've seen on the news. I have articles. I've been kind of gathering my data for it. So give another quick look here, and then we'll wrap this up. You can get back to your lives. I really do appreciate you being here. But I see, Harry Grimley, you were really looking at stuff. The saddlebags. Schwinn makes good helmets. Yeah, especially those. Those are really, when you see them in person, I think you'll see them better in 4K on a video. Someone asked me why I do 4K. Sometimes I do 1080p because like there'll be an iPhone update or something, it'll reset the camera. Or I forget to set my GoPros to 4K. sometimes, because I do family stuff, anytime we get together, family stuff, I always try to film it, but I do that in 1080p. I try to do 4K on my videos because I'm thinking, down the road, and I think videos 10 years ago that were in 480p. Now you don't like to watch those because it looks horrible. So trying to give a little future proofness to KevCentral content. And Dean Anderson, what's the front? That's what the front... I get what you're saying. You're talking to Benji22, the vibration dampening. That's what the front shock is for. Very good point. Great Wolf, just wondering what's the case for 720 31.8 diameter handlebar. Most Wally bikes use 25.4. They've started getting away from the small diameter handlebars. Most of the modern ones are using 31.8. I even have, where is it? Which shoulder is it under? That one right there. Could have went the other way. That one right there, even that's 31.8. That's a little commuter. A new Schwinn commuter bike that you'll be seeing upcoming. It's been hiding right behind me the whole time. A little Schwinn, a new Schwinn bike that you're going to see coming up. That's even got 31.8. So yeah, I've been happy to see that they've been going up to 31.8. I've only seen 720 on some of the higher end big box mountain bikes. And by higher end, I mean like the mid-tier stuff like Axims and stuff like that. But anything where you start spending 400 and more, it's like they start slowly increasing and get up to 500-600 and you get 720. What do we got here? Dean Anderson, mystery unboxing is like watching someone's Christmas. Yeah, probably is. Probably is. So let me know if you enjoyed seeing that. If you want to see more when I get boxes. I enjoy like opening up and seeing what's there. Walmart had a mini e-bike for $199. Not sure on what payday. Went back up to $500. Okay. Botched that. Walmart had a mini e-bike for $199. Was it the Hyper e-bike that looks like a mini e-bike or a mini bike? Or are you talking about one of those small ones with like the little 12-inch wheels? But either way, you're saying it went up to $549. So outside of my price currently, because I've been buying Mac laptops like I had the money to buy them. And thank you, Harry, for reminding people to smash the thumb. Ooh. I don't like to say that phrase because it sounds like every other YouTuber, but if you do like this, give it a thumbs up. It always does help the channel. Now, even with the shock, you can damage a phone's camera, very common in the motorcycle world, even with special event mounts. Like I said, personally, I don't bolt a camera to the bike frame unless it's a GoPro. And I've bounced those things off. I've fallen on them. They're pretty resilient. But a phone camera, yeah, if you're filming with it. But I haven't had a phone yet that the stabilization was good enough that I could bolt it to a bike and film footage, at least not going down a trail. Veronica Victor, hello to you. Travis Scarborough, thanks for all the info. Been very helpful trying to find my son a new bike. Well, that's awesome. Let me know what you end up with. Oh, the Swagtron. So Ed was talking about the Swagtron. Yeah, I don't know about those. They were on QVC, not this past Christmas. I think it was the Christmas before that. They had those on, and I thought, it was, I don't know, probably $549, something like that. I'm sure QVC, they probably added on a million things. But I watched them roll around. I started reading reviews, and people were talking about if they had a flat tire, the company was trying to get them to warranty the wheel or something. It scared me off. So I don't know if they've changed things since then, but that kind of scared me off those little small. And they've got real tiny 10 or 12-inch wheels. Dean Anderson, the unboxing was fun. Thank you. Ed Smith, yeah, it was very small. Veronica, you love the unboxing too? Thank you. And Grayleaf says, what? I have a Great Leaf and the Gray Leaf. I don't know, Grayleaf, you're a regular here. Thank you so much. Nice new toys from Schwinn. Harry likes the unboxing, so I get more stuff. Maybe I'll do that in the next live stream. I'm going to wrap this one up. I thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. I hope you enjoyed all the stories, especially that letter. And if you came in late, I hope that you go back and watch the very beginning for the letter. Maybe skip up the first minute or two. And if you can hear what someone said. Someone sent a very nice letter, and I think it encompasses why KevCentral is important, at least to me, and why it means more than just randomly making YouTube videos. But thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end it now. I'm going to hit the offline button here. I hope you have a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. I'm never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last.